Hello there, fellow humans, and welcome to this video. And today I want to talk about the E75 TS because it's obviously also part of the Black Friday offers. It is only 4,500 gold, and that is also 500 less than the AMX. However, the one thing that comes down to this tank is that it was given away for free like a year ago or so, which means if you did play the game back then and you didn't get it, there is no point spending money on it now because the AMX is better. If you didn't play the game back then, well, you can certainly consider it. But then still again, get the MX. So just get the MX, and then if you have money left over, get the Chimera, then maybe get the 75 TS. Because that's the problem with this tank. It's a good tank, no questions about that, but it's just not that one that you should buy primarily here. So let's go through it. You have very decent armor on the turret and also the hull. However, the turret is flat, which means every premium round anti-rate is going to go straight through it if they can aim. The lower plate is massive, easy weak spot as well. The sides are troll at times because of these shields, so don't fire any heat at it because obviously the heat's going to be stopped here. But yeah, the armor is quite good. Then, gun as well, very good. You have 10 degrees gun depression, you have 2,300 DPM, you have okay penetration, there's nothing world beating there, and you have 310 alpha damage, which is alright, and then the mobility is a bit meh. So that is the biggest downside of this tank, that it's just not quite mobile enough, and the armor, while very good, is a bit weak when you're fighting against tanks that have, like a T-4E2, because your turret is quite massive and quite pennable as well. So let's now get into an actual battle that I maybe could feature because I already did play one, and the entire team, including mediums, went City on Nube, and of course it was 0-7. So now let's try to get a better game here. Tiger 131 on those who show me any good. Well, I mean, they're tier 6, so why would you even care? Tiger's fun, but those is crap. So there's the answer. I mean, he's not gonna, but maybe he watched the video. Maybe we'll see. But if you are watching the video, then thank you very much for that, and maybe like and subscribe as well if you want. So now, we're just gonna use this tank. I mean, obviously, the problem that I have here, as a YouTuber and as a player that gets bored by doing 3,000 damage at tier 8, I can make any tank look good. That is the thing. You know, I can go out, do 3k damage in a tier 8 and be like, cool. The problem is, that obviously isn't very representative of the average player, and most of you are not going to be 65% recently. So, in that sense, it is still a very good pick. Gotta say, it's a good tank, it's also a good pick to play. It's certainly a better pick than the Action X, which is kind of shit now. You know, 190 alpha damage, it's a heavy, it is not very legit, I'd say, but that thing has now been downgraded to decent. Okay, now I'm somehow still alive, and the team has went down there, has gone down there rather, which is a very good indication of them not being that good. But I'm still doing 2,000 damage, so I'm not gonna complain. So there we go. I'm gonna die to the BK here. I did 2.5k damage in 2 minutes, so you can kind of see what this tank can do if you simply put it in a position and then you just shoot tanks. And even if you have a bad team that doesn't know how map control works, it is still very capable. So now let's get into the second one here, and let's see what happens. It can't get worse than the first one anyway. So, well, I mean, I still did 2.5k damage, but so here we go. Gonna go up, obviously, not gonna go city like that guy, which is immediately a red flag. You know, anyone going city at the beginning of the battle is immediately a red flag, because while city isn't going to lose all the time, it's going to lose more. But even if you have 55% and you go city, you could have 60 if you didn't. So going city is never a good idea because it gives you no map control, and that is not good. So let's go up here, obviously, because this is a lot better. And now we have these two people in the city that unfortunately are either going to die or be useless. That is basically how city works. If the enemy team is in the city, they're going to get rushed and die. If the enemy team isn't in the city, they're going to be useless. So, because they can't actually go anywhere else. I'm up here, I can still shoot them in the city. You know, because they're spotted. Okay, now, they're all down there, which is good for us. You know, that's very good for us, because this map is very top heavy, so we can just, you know, hit this button, get the adrenaline out, and now I'm gonna get shot by the standard B or something. Probably. Yup. This game is fucking boring. Help. It's too predictable. Come on. Give me a challenge, Wargaming. You know, give me like a new game. Like, you remember the Waffenträger event from World Tanks PC? Yeah, make something like that in Blitz, you know? And then I can just 1v5 people. Then it might be actually interesting. But yeah, I mean, he's still sitting there. Now the T-28 Defender is dead, which he thoroughly deserves, obviously. And now the KPZ is probably going to go down here as well. So I'm going to try to somewhat go here and try not to save him, but to use his hit points to cause damage. Which is obviously beneficial, because obviously I'm a lot better at the game than him, and that's immediately obvious. Which means that I have a better chance of winning than he does, which means using him to do damage for myself is actually beneficial for the team as well. Not necessarily for him. There you go. That's what I mean. Okay, now can I try to shoot the DK here? I don't think the ICU is going to push forward because he's very low. And if he were smart, he would just try to hide behind the house, or even try to move out towards the back. But let's see if we can maybe take a shot at him. Well, he is hiding, so there is that. Okay, now we have the center B, the VK behind there. There's another ISU somewhere else. Then we're gonna have to figure out where. I could assume that he's somewhere up there, or somewhere in the spawn. But yeah, we're gonna have to find out eventually. I would like to not find out with the hit points up there. Well, he was in the middle of where I thought he was. Oh well, that works. Okay. Take a shot at him. That guy's dead, and now it is a 4 versus 3, and I'm doing 2.5k damage, as you can see. Which, how is this hard? I don't know. I'm just pointing my gun at tanks and I shoot. Can't be that hard. That's the point. It is a very good tank that does its job very well. You know, if you're a good player, you're just gonna, you know, do that. I just did 3k damage. I don't know how. Shot people. Boom. There we go. And I'm not American. So, that's the 75 TS for you. And teams as well. So, basically, in short, the 75 TS is a good tank. Well-rounded. However, the MX is better. So get the MX first. If you then have money left over, get the camera. If you then have money left over, you can go for the 75 TS. Especially because you couldn't have gotten it for free 1.5 years ago. And considering the teams and players, don't let them bother you. Some of them suck. Some of them don't. You know, don't let them ruin your fun. Because it's about whether you're having fun or not. And if you're doing your job or not. You know, carry your own weight and have fun. That's what matters in Blitz. And obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.